It is, there are a lot of grey areas and question marks concerning the TTI, the tender, which was done in the COVID era, and there are a lot of grey areas. We are also looking at maybe moving forward. When we put and mount enough pressure, and the allegations are really revealed that it is true that there was corruption, we pray that the tender will be suspended, ultimately cancelled.
Motorists in Bulawayo are charged over $8 a day under the new parking system brought forth by City Investments, which was awarded a build-on-operate transfer payment tender by the Bulawayo City Council during COVID-19. Famous TTI, mostly known as the Bulawayo Navy SEALs, the Motorists mafia, which terrorizes car owners, finds itself at loggerheads with Bulawayo residents for targeting private motorists other than the actual perpetrators, the private taxi operators. Like City Hall, Hyper 6th Avenue, now even the public library area has become a loading bay. The tender awarded to TTI was meant to decongest the city and stop illegal parking, which can block other motorists. But the real culprits are left scot-free amid concerns from citizens and other motorists that most mshigashigas are owned by those holding higher offices. At one time, TTI marshals were beaten down by mshigashiga operators, thus they are reluctant to claim private taxis who park willy-nilly on the CBD, placing focus on vulnerable private motorists. The motorist, workers, citizens and the Bulawayo business community, Bulawayo Business Development Association Secretary General Idris Chayuba has called upon motorists to boycott with effect from 12 June 2023.
Upon realizing that there was no proper public consultations because we're in the COVID era and the awarding of this tender literally did not mean well to the city, this business space, because of what it infringed on, we then decided to knock in the doors of the City Council to create dialogue, to say this is a punitive measure coming through, and we were not able to get through to the office bearers due to one reason or another. It is from this premise which we therefore took in upon ourselves to petition council with grievances and with interventions that they should actually adopt so as to bring a favorable space. And they did respond, but they were wishy-washy and brushing pertinent issues that we had raised. Were not satisfied with that grievance, and we decided to escalate issues. So we have knocked into the offices of Zimbabwe Investment Development Agency, who we believe are the parent solemnizers of this marriage between partnership of TTI and Bulawayo City Council. And from there, we were guided as into how unsolicited partnerships therefore are amalgamate. And we, at the same time, probed the Anti-Corruption Commission with regards to allegations that were coming from the collective. And it is from this regard where we have seen very less of adaptations of the interventions that we have preferred. And as that, we have actually put forth to boycott their services. In trying to knock to their offices, we realize that we face extraordinary arrogance, especially coming from the office of the town clerk himself and an unavailable mayor. So all these challenges therefore speak to the issue that has to do with service delivery and the attitude of our duty bearers. So they have been able to give us appropriate audience, because from the first raise of the petition, we were saying we are willing to come into terms where we discuss and we input our vision and our views on how we want our city to be governed and regulated.
The Business Development Association believes there was no transparency in awarding the tender to TTI. The association also bemoaned over the fact that motorists, despite paying the required amount, they are also accumulating unexplainable debts.
Even when it was done during the COVID era. So there are a lot of grey areas that have been raised from the conversations going on within the business community and even the residents themselves. There are a lot of issues they have raised as grey areas. So with that is what propelled after the formation of the association to say, let's pursue this conversation, because even the boycott is coming from the groupings, the people who are members, to say let's take this as a measure to put pressure and mount it against BCC, who is the custodians of the city. But we have realized that whatever decision they made to come up with a structure as BCC to say, let's have TTI, their sharing percentages are a bit weird. TTI is going away with 70%, BCC with 30%, and BCC is supposed to be repairing the roads, doing a lot of things. According to the life that we have lived in this city, no one is saying we don't want to pay for parking, but we would rather have parking affordable to promote business.
Motorists are now leaving their vehicles by the peripherals of the city, and some park in areas not manned by TTI.
I would love to see this kind of a tender reviewed, so much pressure raised, investigations done, every office involved bringing the right truth, then we can have the right decisions made. But we are also mounting up pressure against City Council. So if we can have pressure mounting up to such a level where we can see the incompetent office bearers being removed, it means we can have a shift and a change in our city.
For the MGPC News, Clive Tabotobe.